Why are you so hopelessly scared of snakes?
Maybe that's why.
Can you maybe just explain that to me?
Maybe that's why. Maybe it's
useless.
I've never experienced somebody being so irritating, taking just pictures.
I respect when I go to somebody's house.
Yeah.
I do their custom.
No, you don't. When you come to my house, you don't take off your shoes.
In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures 155 million Namibian dollar loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening. Welcome to News on One. Here are your top stories. Tom Alwendo rubbishes bribery claims. Having a will and testament reduces family disputes over inheritance. Multi-choice talent factory graduates ready to take the industry by storm. And Roundup, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. The Minister of Mines and Energy, Tom Alwendo, today gave clarity around the allegations of corruption at his ministry, stating that the claims and allegations are not factual. This comes after a social media post in which was alleged that a Chinese company, Jingfang Investments, that mines lithium near Uis, had bribed officials from the ministry with a sum of 50 million Namibia dollars.
During his address, the Minister of Mines and Energy indicated that the alleged amount of money was an agreement between two companies with interest to sell an exclusive prospecting license amongst one another, and it never involved the minister or his officials.
I can categorically say I have never seen this 50 million. I haven't shared with anyone. So whoever then wrote that story, they need to tell me how did I get it? So the $50 million says there was a license that was either sold, and the scheme was that the minister and the money commissioner and Ralph Muyamba, who was in my office, were involved. They were paid $50 million, and they shared among themselves. So Hileni promised or agreed with Orange River to pay Orange River $4.6 million for the license. It turned out that Hileni did not pay, and Orange River withdrew the agreement. And when they withdrew the agreement, they found another investor, who is Jingfang Investment. And Jingfang Investment offered them to pay them $50 million. So that's the transaction. And that's where the $50 million comes from. But if you ask me who were the negotiators, I have got no clue. My role stopped where I wrote you a letter on the recommendation of the committee to say, yes, you do get this license.
Alwendo noted that corruption destroys societies and that it is every citizen's duty to help fight corruption. He added that investigations are underway to determine whether there were any corrupt acts during the issuing of the EPL.
I've always been saying corruption is bad for everybody. It may benefit me as a person, but really it destroys societies. And all of us are responsible to make sure that we actually fight corruption. But unfortunately, the investigation now is about, the main issue was that did people, like it was said, the person who was in my office, did he get that EPL corruptly? And that was the investigation. Now, unfortunately, when you do an investigation in the public service, you can only do that when the employee is still in your employ. Unfortunately, Ralph has resigned, and therefore, administratively, you cannot investigate somebody who is no longer part of you. But when we started with this, we have also reported the case to the ACC. It's really now because the ACC can investigate anyone.
Alwendo said people have lost trust in the ministry, therefore he urged the Ministry of Mines and Energy staff members to do the right thing and restore people's trust back.
And you came to me like a bird to the breeze, and we floated together for a while.
We're for every kind of smile and amazing savings. Like 800 gram Clover vacuum packed cheese for just $99.99 and 1 liter liquid fruit for only $21.99. Spa, we're for smiles.
Prevent cramps with Fabufarm's new MVA Cramp Stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabufarm's MVA Cramp Stop contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps with a full month's supply of capsules. It's Fabufarm's new MVA Cramp Stop, your #1 choice in cramp prevention. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
Family disputes over inheritance are lessened when a deceased person leaves a will or testament. This also gives one a peace of mind, says Letitia Duplessis from Bank Windhoek Trust and Estate Department. Duplessis advises Namibians to have a plan in place when they pass away. This plan, she explains, is a detailed document which indicates the distribution of one's assets upon their death.
News on One took to the streets to gauge the public's opinions on the importance of having a will and testament in place. According to professional speaker Lloyd Sikeba, a will and testament is an exit plan and is of utmost importance because failing to have one leads to chaos and disputes among surviving relatives.
The hatred we see amongst families or relatives in today's society is one of them is because of wills, because person A or grandma A or uncle A that was probably wealthy or privileged in a certain class of society never had a will. Now once he passes on, people are now fighting for his chair or his fridge, and everyone wants it. And now as a person, like for the people that are maybe why it's important for people not to register or to have a will is to avoid all this misunderstanding and misconception. It's more like rest at ease with the people having peace rather than people having disputes because of your rest and your assets, because them not knowing how to share what you've left them with.
Financial education platform, the Financial Literacy Initiative, last month hosted a public discussion on how to write wills and estates. Duplessis, who spoke at the event, stressed the importance of carefully drafting, planning and signing of wills and testaments. Duplessis added that an estate or financial planner should be consulted and provisions should be made for an executor and trustee.
A last will and testament might be the most important document that you sign in your life. If you do not have a last will and testament in place, you don't use your right to determine your beneficiaries and the distribution of your assets upon your death. But the last will and testament goes further than assets. That is also the tool that you use to appoint guardians for your minors, to appoint trustees. That is the people looking after the minor's money after you pass on. You express also your wishes for your funeral through your last will and testament. Your last will and testament, it also reduces the risk of family disputes. But I think most of all, it gives you peace of mind in your day-to-day life. Should something happen, your affairs are in place.
Furthermore, Du Plessis stated that although the bank does not charge in drafting the will, there are costs involved in winding up an estate after death. This amounts to 3.5% on the assets, which is the executor's remuneration. This includes the master's fee, which is up to a maximum of 3,000 Namibian dollars. Advertisement costs, translation costs, and valuation fees are some of the costs to be considered when drafting a will and testament.
Namibian nationals Lucia Kim Hamungete and Jose Carlos Amutenya were among 57 graduates who attended the Multi-Choice Talent Factory program in Zambia. The program is aimed at training passionate filmmakers, editors, writers and sound engineers, amongst others, by equipping them with the necessary skills for them to tell and produce authentic African stories that will be aired on Multi-Choice and DSTV.
27-year-old Jose Amtenya is passionate about sound engineering, while 24-year-old Lucia Amnyete is an aspiring director. They recently graduated from the now third cohort Multi-Choice Talent Factory, which is a one-year full program in Zambia. The duo shared with News on One what they have learned and how they will be giving back to the film and creative industry.
I got to practice sound design. We went on immersion on different productions. I went to Zuba and Ubuntu. I learned a lot of sound tricks there, miking up people, and in studio with Mr. Paul Cruz, learning sound design, working on Pro Tools. That was really cool. How it was different, it was hands-on. We didn't really do a lot of theory, especially for sound. We did a lot of practical work. We went out there recording stuff, come back to the studio, edit it in Pro Tools. Yeah. How I'm going to incorporate what I learned is basically just the practicing more, working on Pro Tools, downloading sound elements, recording sound, yeah, things of that nature.
Learned a lot. I've definitely become a more confident director. The experience was amazing. It was hands-on, it was practical, so we went out in the field a lot. We got to visit a lot of production houses. We got to do a lot of the work that I wanted to do ourselves. And there's basically a skill set of everything, every department. You really learn a lot. And yeah, I encourage everyone who really is an aspiring filmmaker to apply for the Multi-Choice Talent Factory. And I'm now back in Namibia. I really plan on bringing everything that I've learned in Zambia back to Namibia, and then just being involved in the filmmaking industry and basically just shaping the filmmaking industry in Namibia.
The Multi-Choice Namibia Corporate Affairs Manager, Elzita Bekers, said that the Talent Factory is an annual program that is aimed at raising the next generation of storytellers. Bekers further called on creators in Namibia to apply for next year's Multi-Choice Talent Factory program.
And it's really the Multi-Choice's way of giving back and into the film industry. It is our corporate social value project, and it's the only one, and we focus all our energy, time and resources into that because we believe that we have to raise the next generation of storytellers. As Africa's most loved storyteller, it's our duty also to raise the next generation, and we do this through our academy, our Multi-Choice Talent Factory Academy. This is our third cohort. These are the graduates from our third cohort, and we just finalized the fourth cohort cohort that will start next year. And they go to Zambia for a year-long program. It's fully funded by MultiChoice. It happens across the continent, and this is the Southern Talent Factory Academy. And applications open from April and it runs to June, so we do encourage everyone next year to apply. It's not only for filmmakers, it's also for scriptwriters, cinematographers, sound engineers. So whatever aspect of film you are interested in, you can apply. And you just need a bit of experience, so it's not really focused on academics or anything like that, but really we're looking for young, passionate people who want to tell stories, authentic Namibian stories that we would later love to have on our DSTV and GoTV platforms.
Pierre stated the MultiChoice Talent Factory has proven that the African entertainment industry is ripe with gripping stories that are waiting to be told. The films and productions from the graduates will be given an opportunity to showcase on DSTV.
And the horror of high prices with our unbeatable everyday low prices. Deals valid from 20 October to 2 November 2022. You've got game.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial *130*780# and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding VAT. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. The World Bank Group, the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, and Startup Namibia have partnered to optimize Namibia's entrepreneurship ecosystem through the Innovation Bridge portal. The portal, which was launched on Tuesday, serves as a central repository through which entrepreneurs can access information, enhance their digital skills, build business networks, and exchange knowledge with regional ecosystem players.
The lead private sector development specialist at the World Bank, Ganesh Razaham, said the IBP is aimed at supporting local entrepreneurs in more structured, coordinated and integrated manner to address their ever-expanding challenges and needs. He made these remarks at an event held yesterday at NIPDB office, which was live-streamed on social media.
The number one challenge today is youth unemployment and creating jobs for youth entering the workforce. And if you look at the labor market statistics, the capacity of the public sector to create public sector jobs has reached its limits. So new jobs have to come from the private sector. And so where in the private sector will these jobs come from? In the emerging sectors, digital transformation, in green businesses, in the new industries that are emerging. And so innovation and entrepreneurship will be the drivers of the new growth and the new jobs in the private sector. And who are the people who are going to create these jobs? It's you. It's the young people in this room. So the idea is, how can we provide support to entrepreneurs in a more structured, coordinated, and integrated manner, where entrepreneurs feel that they can get the right kind of support from the right organization at the right time in their business cycle. And that was sort of the drive behind this project. And you know, South Africa is a very rich ecosystem for entrepreneurship, as many of you know, and so does Namibia. It's a growing ecosystem, so does Botswana. But we thought there are opportunities to learn from each other, to strengthen the collaboration across the ecosystem of the 5 countries, so that any entrepreneur, say in Namibia today, can access the resources that are available in South Africa, whether it's business support services, whether it's coaching, mentoring, or access to finance, you know, through angel networks or early stage VCs.
Grace Lehodi, a consultant at the World Bank, highlighted that the IBP website seeks to merge 5 partner countries' entrepreneurial ecosystem together and leverage each other's competitive advantages.
On the startup side, it's saying when you register on the Innovation Bridge portal, there's a little pre-assessment that is done to really be able to discern whether you'll be identified as being in ideation, startup or scale up. And based on that, there will be step-by-step guidance of, based on where you are in your journey, these are the early stage investors or angel investors that you should be going for support to get your idea to life. And these are the accelerators or incubators that can really help, I'd say, develop your business even further. These are maybe innovators that are, have ideas that can actually enhance what your business is already trying to do. So that's why we realize that no man is an island, be it whether you're a startup or an innovator, but all four of these, I'd say, ecosystem stakeholders need to be operating together. And so there is a lot of work that is going into actually mapping all of these pillars in the various 5 countries, and that's where we're very, very excited to partner with the NIPDB in terms of ensuring that we are mapping Namibia accordingly and that you are then connected to the rest of the 4 countries accordingly.
The IBP is operational in 5 Southern African countries involving 100 entrepreneurs from each country.
That is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Nivea Pearl and Beauty with pearl extracts for soft and beautiful underarms. Your trusted deodorant with the perfect balance of protection and care. Enriched with the power of pearls. Nivea Pearl and Beauty for soft and beautiful underarms. New Nivea Pearl and Beauty Black Pearl coming soon.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 3rd of November. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls, 2 for $104.99 per pack and 1 for $114.99. And exclusive to Club Card members. Buy Pampers Pants or new Baby Dry Disposable Nappies Jumbo Pack. Now $241.99 per pack. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
The Minister of Justice, Yvonne Dowsop, says that the accumulation of discriminatory and problematic laws has hampered the country from moving forward, and the consequences of their application are no longer beneficial and in line with the country's current constitutional dispensation. Admin said bail on corruption should be increased to $1 million for those facing corruption charges. Zakaria asked what the country is doing about these old laws. Deanna said they should do away with the veterinary cordon fence. Uhuru says the Minister of Justice has spoken well. Clemens said a discriminatory law that remains is that severance pay is paid only from 65 years. That's it from Comments Corner. Please continue engaging with us on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
And you came to me like a bird to the breeze, and we floated together for a while.
We're for every kind of smile and amazing savings. Like Nola Mayonnaise for just $29.99 and Huggies Dry Comfort Nappy Pants Jumbo Pack for only $179.99. Spa, we're for smiles.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
The MTC Salute Boxing Academy announced that they will host 5 untitled 6 roundabouts as well as 3 titled fights at a boxing bonanza which will be held next month at Safari Hotel in Windhoek. The event, which will be held on the 12th of November, will also include the WBA Pan-Africa Flyweight title.
The Boxing Bonanza will entice boxing fans with a 10-round super welterweight vacant title showdown between Abed Shikongo from the MTC Salute Boxing Academy, boasting with 7 wins from 7 fights, against the slightly experienced Simon Shafodino from the 21 Brigade Boxing Academy, sitting with 9 fights, 2 wins, 2 draws and 5 losses. The same night will spark fireworks from a 12-round bout defending WBO Africa title, Emmanuel Joseph from Namibia, who will square off with the South African Tisetso Mudisafe.
On the same night, we'll also see Emmanuel Joseph, MTC Salute Boxing Academy product from the very early age, defending his title, flyweight WBO Africa title for the 2nd time. It's a 12th rounder. He will be up against Tisetso Modisafe from South Africa with an impressive record of 10 fights, 7 wins, 3 losses and 0 draw. Emmanuel Joseph got impressive.
That's it from the sports front. Please stay tuned for the weather update. That's all we have for you. From me, Isai Sipunga, and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUF for life. We are IUF. It's the best day of my life. I'm getting married to my bestie. She be there by my side when the world was against me. Simbondi andare handi shingo korora. Chinde kumona tangonde kumorora. Referende doe qualità di kuhongorora. Okuza mononga inandi shorora. I need to be with you. They found that I'm doing a cause I wanna marry you. It's very true.